Hi all, and welcome to Yarnspirations.com. In this video we're going to talk about the stitches you need to learn to make the reversible knit lap blanket in Bernat Softee Chunky. To make this beautiful project you're going to need just 2 balls of Bernat Softee Chunky in teal, although I am going to knit in a lighter color on camera so you can see what I'm doing. A size US 11 or 8mm circular knitting needle that is 36 inches long or longer. Now mine on camera is going to be a little shorter, but once again that's just to accommodate the camera frame. You're going to need the longer one to accommodate the number of stitches that you're going to have, even though you're working in rows and not in the round. Or of course size needed to obtain gauge. You're going to need some stitch markers, and you're going to need this wonderful pattern. Now the pattern has the stitch pattern both written out in text, and then we have a stitch diagram, so if you don't want to read the text for every line, you can take a look at the chart. One of the things we're going to talk about is how to address the repeats. One of the things I really want to point out about this blanket is it is absolutely reversible, which is fun. A lot of beautiful blankets look sort of not as attractive on the wrong side. This looks great no matter how you toss it. So here is one side and here is the other. So they're slightly different on one side than the other, but they look fabulous either way. So let's get started on reading this stitch pattern. I've done my cast on. It's not going to have as many stitches as yours will, but I need to keep my sample small enough that we can see it on camera. Now, the next thing I did is working back and forth in rows, knit 3 rows for garter stitch, noting that the first row is the wrong side. So then we're going to proceed in a pattern as follows, and we have 2 choices. We can follow along in the text, or we can use the stitch diagram, but no matter which one we use, we're doing the exact same action. So we can knit 3, place marker, knit 1, purl 1, knit 3, purl 4 10 times, place marker, and knit 3. So if we count inside the brackets, we'll see that there's 9 stitches. 4 and 3 is 7, 8, 9. Let's take a look and see how that looks on the diagram. Now we check the key to see that a blank box means knit on the right side row, purl on the wrong side row, and a box with a horizontal line means purl on the right side row, knit on the wrong side row. So we look down here and it says start here. So on right side rows, we're going to begin on the lower right hand side and read the chart in this direction. So there's our knit 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to place the marker, and then here's our 9 stitch repeat, which goes knit 1, purl 1, knit 3, purl 4. Now, because we have more than 9 stitches across, we're going to keep repeating what happens in that line. When we get to the end, there'll be 3 stitches left, and on this first row we need to place the marker and then knit 3. Moving on, of course, the marker will travel. You don't have to place the markers after the first row. So let's take a look and see what that looks like in real life, again, whether you're following the diagram or you're following the text. Let's see if, where's my stitch marker? There's my second one. All right, so we're going to knit 3. So this knit 3 travels all the way up, and it is the border. It is the side border. 1, 2, 3. Place marker. I'm using a locking stitch marker because that's what I had laying around. You, of course, could use a ring marker here if you wanted to. Now looking at either the text or the chart, you're going to do the same thing, which is knit 1, purl 1, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm at the end of my 9 stitches. Now what do I do? Whether I'm reading the text, I'm going back to the beginning of the bracket. If I'm reading the chart, I go back to the beginning of the marked repeat. So once again, I'm on the right side, so it's knit 1, purl 1, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to keep going, making that repeat as many times as I need to. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm coming up to the end of my row. Remember, yours will be a little longer. I have 3 left. I'm going to place my second stitch marker and knit 3. 1, 2, 3. So that is the end of the first row. So all these stitch markers do is serve to separate the border from the pattern stitch. So let's take a look at the second row. So we're going to knit 3 because now we're on the wrong side. Now the other thing I need you to remember when you're working from a stitch diagram is on your right side rows you're beginning to read in this direction and head that way. On your wrong side rows you are beginning to read in this direction and head this way. That's because when you turn the work you need to be stitching in the order of the stitches as they lay. The other thing I like to do when I'm working a pattern like this, now this has 18 rows and then you go back to 1. So you knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blah, 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 until you get to 18, then you go back to 1. Particularly because I'm not going to knit this entire throw in one sitting, I like to check off the rows when I have completed them. So I know that I finished row 1 and now I'm at row 2. Now if you want to, you can write 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, etc. on the way up, but you don't have to if you don't want to. But I know now that I'm starting on row 2 and I'm reading this direction. So it's going to be knit 3 before the marker, slip the marker, and now I'm on the wrong side. So this is knit on the wrong side, purl on the wrong side. So it'll be knit 4, purl 3, knit 1, purl 1, etc., etc., etc. Till I get to the end, knit 3. Let's take a look at that on the text. So same thing, knit 3, slip the marker, knit 4, purl 3, knit 1, purl 1, slip the marker when you get to the end. So basically you're going to just keep doing this repeat until you slip the marker. Once you see the marker, you know you're at the border. So we're doing the second row. And for the entire rest of this blanket, you just know that you have to slip the marker when you come to it. So we are going to knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, purl 3, 1, 2, 3, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. Back to the beginning, either on the text or on the stitch diagram, back to the beginning. Knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, purl 3, 1, 2, 3, whoops, there we go. Knit 1, purl 1. And for me, one more time, but you're going to keep going. Really, you just keep repeating, repeating, repeating until you see the marker, and then you know you're at the end. Purl 3. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, no, I'm going to slip the marker when I come to it, whenever I come to it, and knit 3. Okay, so that is the end of the second row. Now let's move on to the third row, and of course I want to mark off my second row because I know that I've knit it. Now the other thing that I like to do sometimes, say I'm just using the diagram, I might use this piece of paper or some highlighter tape or a ruler or what have you to hide the rows that I have not yet knit. So all I'm looking when I'm counting is at the row that I need to count. I generally like you to hide the rows you have not yet knit. A lot of people learned to do it this way, but I like to see the stitches stack up on top of each other. One of the ways you know that you are knitting the pattern properly is to see how the stitches are in relationship to the one before. So let's try the third row just with the chart. But once again, it's written out in the text for you. Hang on one second, I got my tail tangled. All right, here we go. Third row. 1, 2, 3. Slip the marker. Now I see purl 1, knit 1, because remember on the right side row, purl 1. So there's my purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. Knit 3, purl 3. Knit 3, 1, 2, 3, purl 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's do it again. Purl 1. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, purl 3. One, 2, 3. Do that repeat one more time. Purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, purl 3, 1, 2, 3, and I see the marker, so I know I need to slip it, and then I'm going to knit 3. 1, 2, 3. So there is the end of the third row. And you can see that the stockingette appearing section is starting to track a little bit on the diagonal to the left. Now I'm going to go off camera and knit some more rows and then come back and show you the pattern as it's becoming established to give you a better idea how to follow the pattern a little more intuitively. Okay, here I am, and I have just completed the 9th row. Couple more tips I want to give you. One is, I can tell I'm at the end of the 9th row because there's my check mark. Really, you need to keep checking because it'll be so hard if you put your work down and you can't remember where you were when you come back. So I know I finished the 9th row. So you can see if I am on a right side row that I have these textured stripes are tracking from the bottom right towards the top left. If I'm on a wrong side row, which is the next row that I'm going to knit, you can see that the textured stripes are tracking from the bottom left towards the top right. But that's really the only difference. On both sides, like I said, it's reversible, so you're getting these alternating bands of stockinette and reverse stockinette. One tip that I wanted to give you about the stitch diagram, I noticed as I was stitching along that if you look at just the center section, that the rows are paired. The stitch key for 1 is the same as 2, 3 is the same as 4, 5 is the same as 6, 7 is the same as 8, etc. So what that means is when you're knitting along on a right side row, you have to look at the text or the stitch diagram to make sure that you are changing the stitches as you need to. But when you're knitting back on the wrong side row, if you are an intuitive knitter, which some of you are, honestly all you have to do is knit the knits and purl the purls. If it looks like it should be a knit stitch, it should be. If it looks like it should be a purl stitch, it should be. And I'll do a little bit of that on camera so you guys can see it if you need to. And then last, let's talk about the end. You're just going to continue these 18 rows over and over and over again until the work measures 47 inches, which is 119.5 centimeters, or frankly, as long as you want it to be, or as short as you want it to be, and end on a wrong side row. Any wrong side row, it doesn't matter which one. Then you're going to knit 3 more rows and then cast off knitways, and then that's the end. And then all you have to do to weave in ends is you'll have an end at the beginning, you'll have an end at the end, and you will have 2 ends in the middle where you switched from one skein of yarn to the next. So it'll be very, very quick to finish. And then that's all you need to do to finish your reversible knit lap blanket. But for those of you who want a little more visual on what I was talking about with the wrong side rows, so I've put my chart away, I've put my text away, and I am knitting this wrong side row. So I know I'm going to begin with a knit 3 because the beginning and the end 3 stitches are in garter stitch. And I'm going to slip the marker. Now, if it looks like reverse stockinette or you see a bump up by the needle, that's a purl stitch. And you're going to purl. Now this is any knitting pattern, not just this one. Coming up to the next stitch, and I see what looks like the right side of stockinette stitch, or a V, I would call that a V, I know I'm going to knit. See a bump, make a purl stitch. Now I see V's, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 V's, so I'm going to knit 4. So this is a way that you can cruise back on the wrong side rows without having to read the pattern at all. Bumps, so I'm going to purl. But again, this is sort of intuitive knitting, and this works on any project. If you look particularly the older patterns from back in the day, they will write out the right side rows, and on the wrong side it'll say knit the knits and purl the purls. And a lot of newer knitters don't understand what that means, but I just showed you. So this is a good trick to have in your book no matter what you're knitting. It's nice to not have to be dependent on the piece of paper. So you keep repeating rows 1 to 18. At the end of the 18th row, you can either erase the check marks that you made, or if you made them in pen, you can go make a second set of check marks and a third and a fourth and a fifth. Whoop, yep, that's a purl, depending on how many you need. And you keep going. And again, this is a very intuitive pattern. Once it is well established, you'll be able to look at it and know where you are in the pattern. Let's slip the marker, and we're going to always end with the knit 3. So thank you so much for joining us here on Yarnspirations.com while we took a look at the reversible knit lap blanket. I hope you enjoy this cozy throw. You can make it in any number of colors to go in any room in your house. This would also be a great one to knit up and keep in your car or van for those days when the heating's not working, or you're particularly cold, or you have an impromptu picnic. This is a very versatile piece. Thanks so much for joining us. I look forward to seeing you again soon.